There are two questions that I have. The first one is there a specific like framework that you follow for it? So for instance, what I've learned is a turn update. So T is the trend, update, risk, and next steps. So it's the this is how I update my deals until today. So once it's in the pipeline, I know I do the turn. What's the trend? What just happened? Where do I see the risk? What are the next steps? And if I miss one of the things, then I know even down the line, besides all of the medic and account executive, etc. discovery, but the overall pipeline update in the CRM needs to cover those points. And if I miss something, then I know I have to re-qualify that definitely. Do you have any like what's it called, like a methodology that you use to look into the data, or do you just gather everything you have and then you just work your way through it?
I like working my way through it. I got really used to work with pivot tables. That's also something due to Google I learned. I mean, you work with the smartest people and they know how to use. I mean, Google is based on data.
Yeah.
You make data basically measurable. To be honest, I like looking at the whole picture and draw my path through it to get actually my reasoning out of it. Like have a bunch of data and know basically what I want to look at and do it with strategic approaches, pivot tables, and so on, to have the reasoning behind. That's what I meant before. Data or data-driven sales, that's something that's in enterprise sales, something really, really important. I try to approach that as well to our sales, not only the way we sell, but the way we work.
Yeah.
Because if you back things with data, it's more tangible.
Yeah.
And it speaks for itself.
From all of the data points that you can gather, what are the data points that you need to have to make sure that you actually can look into the data? And are they the same from SMB to enterprise, or are they different because it's a different style of selling?
I don't think so. I think this is really aligned. I mean, if I ask Ronaldo how many free kicks he took on the training court, I think he knows, or how many goals he scored last season. I think out of a shot from a gun, he can tell me straight away the number. I want from my sellers, depends of course of the business. Are you an SD or an BD or are you an AE? I want to understand the touch points you have. Like how many calls did you do? How many answered calls did you do? How many conversations you had with the client? How many emails were sent, for example? What's the conversion rate? What's your conversion rate on overall? Because it shows actually how efficient you are. And of course, the outcome, I want to know what ARR are you driving? And what's your current target achievement? I think this is something you can relate to any business because it's just a number game, either if it's enterprise sales or if it's small, medium. And also really know your data when it comes to forecasting. You need to be really hands-on which deals are closing this month and which, for example, move forward. So really on which type of percentage you set on the forecasting is also something you can relate to all of the businesses. Being really realistic with which deals are going to close and also tell me basically where are the hurdles and the problems.
So you don't use any framework or anything. You literally just look at all of the numbers you can in any way get your hands on and then work your way through it.
Yeah.
Okay. With that in mind, it's interesting because I usually try to tidy things in my mind. So with that in mind, how do you see a big difference between the different regions? Do you see, like, in terms of sales, in terms of maybe even data points that you realize, hey, actually, in the DACH market, the proven ROI is much more important than the actual pain point the customer has, or something like that? Do you see differences in selling into the DACH market on a SMB versus enterprise level?
Absolutely. I think the main difference of selling, either if it's enterprise or SMB in the DACH market, is brand leverage. I mentioned already before, when you call from Google in the DACH market, people are like, wow, okay, cool. Someone from Google calls me. I mean, I worked also at Haribo. If you called someone from Haribo in Germany, they were like, okay, I know you. So the educational part is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the biggest difference between enterprise sales and SMB sales.
Mm-hmm.
SMB has the educational selling at the beginning. You need to explain basically why you're calling, what's your company, and what's the story behind. If I call from Google, it's self-explaining. Like what I'm doing from Google, like if they work, mostly they work already with you, or they had some touch points with you. That's the biggest difference. I don't need to explain them
Mm-hmm.
why, like what I'm doing at Google and why I'm calling. This is one of the main difference, but still like brand leverage and trust. If I don't have the brand leverage as an SMB, I need to build trust.
Mm-hmm.
And the trust is built really through on the DACH market, especially. And I see also a shift in that. It's really on flexibility, personalization, and customer-centric working.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you are enterprise sales and you still had the brand in the past, now the market gets more used to startups and scale-ups
Mm-hmm.
and is also more volatile.
Mm-hmm.
They are more open to change.
Mm-hmm.
If this company I used for 20 years, I used to work with for 20 years, is not flexible enough anymore,
Mm-hmm.
is not personalized anymore, okay, then there's a small company there
Mm-hmm.
that is really focused on solving my problem, finding a solution for my problem, and they are fast. They
Mm-hmm.
can offer it quickly, so I change. And this is what I see on the DACH market, that you still have this old-fashioned
Mm-hmm.
clients that no, I stick to what I have, and I have been with them for ages. So it's still very slow in changes comparing to other markets, let's say UKI, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Or I also see it in Italy, like companies are changing softwares like on a monthly basis if they want.
Oh, wow.
There's no real relationship.
Mm-hmm.
DACH companies is the same like writing emails for a German speaking person. It's like I go with someone, or coming to a demo or coming to a meeting means something like contract wise, or writing an email.
Yeah.
It's like signed, okay, I replied to you, I'm in, and it's
Yeah.
written in email. It's like a contract.
Yeah.
In other cultures, it's like that has no value. So the dark market is different. If you get someone interested in your product and they show up, the
Mm-hmm.
conversion rate is way higher than other markets. And this is the same for enterprise sales and SMB sales, but it's different from other markets. So it's more difficult to convince people to join
Yeah.
a meeting, but it's easier to convince them when they're already interested to convert.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is something I think is really different than other markets. And to sum it up, the trend goes really away from brands to more trust, personalization, flexibility, customer centric. And this can be done either by SMB or enterprise. So it's not about I'm sticking with this company forever. No, if they're not happy, if they're not really if the customer service is shit, companies are switching. And this I see more and more happening on the DACH market.